Hey y'all, in this video I'm going to explain what Giving Tuesday is. Let's get into it. Hey y'all, this is Tiffany with Boss on a Budget. I help new and small nonprofits get up and running. So if you need help, make sure you subscribe to this channel because I drop videos every week. Today I'm talking about Giving Tuesday. Some of you watching this video may have no idea what it is. So in this video, what I'm going to do is explain what Giving Tuesday is, explain how it got started, what's the history behind it. I'm going to explain how it's used and how it's leveraged today. But I'm also going to clear up some myths and misconceptions about Giving Tuesday. And then finally, at the end of the video, I'm going to give you 3 specific ways you can leverage Giving Tuesday for your nonprofit. So I'm curious about the number of people who have heard of Giving Tuesday before. Every time I do like a workshop or a video on Giving Tuesday, it's interesting to see like almost half of the people that I talk to have never heard of it. So I thought it would be good to do a YouTube video just so you can understand, if you're a nonprofit founder out there listening, what the heck it is and what you can do with Giving Tuesday. So Giving Tuesday is always the Tuesday after Thanksgiving. So you know how we have Thanksgiving, we have Black Friday, we have Cyber Monday, and now we have Giving Tuesday, which comes directly after Cyber Monday. Now Giving Tuesday was a movement. It was kind of like a grassroots movement that has grown exponentially. It started in 2012 at the 92nd Street Y in New York City. So it actually started with a specific nonprofit, and they designated a day to celebrate generosity. So with all the materialism going around, and because it had been getting bad when it came to Black Friday, like the ridiculousness of stores not closing and all of that, it just started as a day for us to reflect, basically because of the Thanksgiving holiday and the holiday season, on how we can be generous and give back to other people instead of being so focused on ourselves. So Giving Tuesday began as just a day of generosity, and so nonprofits use it as a way to like activate and mobilize people to do some good. So how it's grown and how it's evolved, nonprofits leverage and use this day as a day to encourage people to give. So you've had Thanksgiving with your family, you've spent money on Black Friday and Cyber Monday. Now you have the opportunity to give back to someone else. So nonprofits use it as a way to activate their donors to give. And the way it's used now is it's the kickoff for the giving season. And the giving season is basically the time between Giving Tuesday and the end of the year, which is a very fruitful, very profitable time for nonprofits asking for donations from individuals. A lot of nonprofits get a significant amount of their donations and their gifts during this time period, and especially at the last 3 days of the year. So Giving Tuesday is often used as like the launch pad for the giving season. Giving Tuesday now is actually its own nonprofit. It didn't start that way. It just started organically. It started as a movement, and it started to grow and grow as people started to hear more about it. And in 2020, there was actually 2 giving days in that year because of the pandemic. And there was one that was launched in May, which raised a whole lot of money during the pandemic. So it's grown so much that it's now its own nonprofit. And if you go to givingtuesday.org, they have a lot of resources that your nonprofit can use to raise money. The thing I like about Giving Tuesday, though, it's not just about raising money. It's about being generous. So being generous could be you're helping a neighbor. It may have nothing to do with the nonprofit. Being generous could mean you organize a volunteer event. Being generous could be that you're donating to a nonprofit or you're organizing a fundraiser on behalf of a nonprofit. It can mean so many different things. It doesn't necessarily have to mean a donation, but nonprofits do use it as a way to raise money and raise visibility for their own organizations. Now, I'm going to clear up some misconceptions about Giving Tuesday because some people really love to hate Giving Tuesday, but I want to clear some of that up because I think people have unrealistic expectations and people are a little misguided when it comes to the day. So first things first, a lot of people hear about Giving Tuesday for the first time through Facebook. Because what Facebook has been doing over the last couple of years is they match donations. So if you do a fundraiser on Facebook, they will match, either a percentage. In years before, it's been, those who got their donations the earliest, and then when the money ran out, they stopped. They've changed and switched up a little bit over the years. But Facebook has created a match for Giving Tuesday, and people get confused because they associate Giving Tuesday with Facebook, but it's not necessarily affiliated with Facebook. It's just that Facebook kind of brought on to the movement and decided to participate as well. And people like using Facebook because there are no fees associated with donating. But Facebook fundraising doesn't come without its own set of barriers, right? So even with the match, it's been messy. Over years, people have reported not getting their match money, or the money ran out in like 7 minutes before. People get frustrated and they associate that frustration with the fact that that's how Giving Tuesday goes. But remember, Giving Tuesday isn't necessarily associated with Facebook. Facebook just used the movement to capitalize on their fundraising tools. The second misconception is that people feel like they have to be associated with a certain donation platform in order to participate in Giving Tuesday. So sometimes a donation platform will partner with like Giving Tuesday, the organization, and they use it as a way to capture how much money is raised. So for example, Mobile Cause is the name of a donation platform. And in the past, people who sign up for Mobile Cause can be a part of their Giving Tuesday campaign. And then Mobile Cause captures the money that's collected through their platform, and they report that out. But you don't have to use Mobile Cause to raise money on Giving Tuesday. You can use whatever platform you want. You could collect cash and checks for Giving Tuesday, and you're still participating even though you didn't sign up for Mobile Cause or sign up for a different donation platform. So you participating in Giving Tuesday doesn't mean you have to use a donation platform or one of the donation platforms that are advertising for your participation in Giving Tuesday. Giving Tuesday isn't all about raising money. Giving Tuesday is also used to prompt people to volunteer, to prompt people to do something nice for a loved one or nice for their neighbors or someone in their community. So again, it's not necessarily about raising money. It's about lifting up generosity. And I like how the Giving Tuesday organization talks about it. They talk about radical generosity. They talk about the idea that if there's any suffering in the world, that should be a problem, that should bother us. And that's what their mission is about. So when you're thinking about Giving Tuesday for your nonprofit, think broadly. Don't just think about how you can use it to raise money. But that's a good segue into the last part of this video. I just want to share 3 ways you can actually leverage Giving Tuesday, and it's a mix. It's a mix of using it to raise money or using it to raise visibility for your organization. The one thing I'll say is just if you're going to participate in Giving Tuesday, just be clear about what your goal is. Be clear about what you're using it for, and don't get discouraged, right? And just write off the day because you haven't been successful in the past or people haven't paid enough attention to your nonprofit. Just keep in mind that all the other nonprofits in the world, it's an International Day of Giving, that know about Giving Tuesday. All those nonprofits are also campaigning and also sending information out about that day, right? So just because people aren't necessarily paying attention to your nonprofit doesn't mean that it's still not a good strategy to use to help for your nonprofit to raise visibility or raise money. So here are 3 ways you can think about using Giving Tuesday to support your nonprofit. One of my favorite ways to raise money when you're new is peer-to-peer fundraising, because it's a way to activate people who want to do something good to raise money on your behalf. So peer-to-peer fundraising, and I covered it in detail in this video that I'm linking above and also below in the description box. But peer-to-peer fundraising is when people raise money on your organization's behalf. They tap into their friends, their family, their associates, and people they know to ask for money on behalf of your mission. And if people are looking for something good to do, you can give them the materials they need to ask for money and to raise money on your behalf. So you can set up pages for them. I recommend that you use a donation platform to make this easy, but they can set up their own pages. They can put their own stories, pictures, videos, and they can start sharing out their own personal links asking people to support in honor of Giving Tuesday. So you can use Giving Tuesday either as the day of giving, where people just raise as much money as they can. They're building up the momentum for that day and people are raising money that day. Or you can use it to launch a peer-to-peer fundraising campaign, where that's the start of their campaign and then it ends 2 weeks later or 30 days later. Or you can use it to end your campaign. So maybe you started campaign weeks before and you're celebrating the end of your campaign by doing one last push on Giving Tuesday. However you use it, peer-to-peer fundraising is a powerful way to get people who are trying to do something good, who are trying to figure out how they can help and support. It's giving them the tools that they can use right away to do something good for your nonprofit. So in the video, I also mentioned like making sure people feel supported. I talk about how to mobilize and activate your team. There are definitely tools and tricks you need to use to get people to raise money on your behalf. So make sure you check out that video, but also grab my workbook where I lay out my strategy from start to finish on how to do your own peer-to-peer fundraising campaign. I'm linking that below. The second way you can leverage Giving Tuesday as a nonprofit is to raise awareness. Because people may not know about Giving Tuesday, you may use it as a way to say, hey, did you know? Hey, this is a special day of generosity and we want to share how we're being generous and how we're supporting people in our community and how you can join us in doing that. The whole idea of getting people to support your organization is not about your organization. I say this all the time for those who watch me, and I hope if this is your first time hearing it, that you really begin to understand this concept, that it's not about supporting your organization. It's about supporting the why behind your organization. It's about supporting the solution that you're putting forward to address a problem, a barrier, or a gap that's happening for folks in your industry or in your community. So you want to get people fired up about what you're addressing and the solutions you want to put forward. So you could be using that day as a way to bring awareness to that solution or awareness to that problem and getting people to join in with you, right? And it could just be, hey, share this post to raise awareness about this. On this Giving Tuesday, we want to raise awareness about this issue and stand in solidarity with the people that we're helping. Right? So it could be just like a different kind of awareness day. Maybe you deal with sex trafficking, right? And you want to just raise the flag about why it's such an important issue that people need to pay attention. And you can say, by sharing this post, you're standing in solidarity with all the people who have been trafficked or all the people who need our support. And you can use it as a way just to build awareness. It doesn't have to be an ask. It doesn't have to be, for a donation. Now, you can still leverage that, because every touch point that you have with a donor or a potential donor is leading to an ask, because every touch point where a donor or a potential donor learns more about what you do, learns more about the importance of what you do and the impact of the work that you do, it's one step closer to them trusting you, and people give to what they trust. So just because you're using it just for awareness doesn't mean that it still can't help you in the end to get financial support. So I just wanted to throw that out there. And finally, you can use Giving Tuesday as a way to hold an event. Now, this could be like a telethon style event where you're actually raising money, or it could be just an awareness event, or you can set up a volunteer opportunity. Maybe you're packing kits or bags for people that you serve, and you create a volunteer opportunity where you have people come together and support your organization, and you can just package it as an event. Now, by you making an event of it, it increases visibility because more people can come and sign up. People can share and say what they're doing today. Hey, on this International Day of Giving, I decided to support this great mission by doing this volunteer activity. It's also a great way to attract media. So local media are always looking for feel-good stories, and you can attach your story to national news, which is Giving Tuesday. Giving Tuesday is actually international news because people around the world, organizations around the world participate. So you can talk about how it's an International Day of Giving, but you can also connect that to what you're doing locally. And that's why local media may pay more attention to you, because you're also bringing it down to your community and lifting up awareness in your community. So the third way you can do it is to create some kind of event. And by doing that event, you can create some buzz and some visibility for your nonprofit. Was that helpful, y'all? Let me know in the comments as always. And if you need more help from me as you're launching your nonprofit, be sure to visit me at www.bossonabudget.com. Otherwise, I will see you guys in the next video.